Take a look around you right now. You've got your phone, maybe a smartwatch, a smart speaker over in the corner. We are absolutely surrounded by computers. But the most powerful technology, that's the stuff that you never even see. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something called ubiquitous computing.
All right, let's start with a little thought experiment. Just imagine for a second. You wake up tomorrow, and your computer, your laptop, your phone, it's all just gone. Not stolen, not broken, just vanished. How would your day even work? But more importantly, what if it all disappeared for a very, very specific reason?
What if the reason your computer vanished is because it didn't need to be a separate thing anymore? What if all that computing power was just everywhere, woven into the walls, into your clothes, maybe even into your coffee mug? And that, right there, is the core idea we're going to dive into.
So this whole concept, it actually has a name. And yeah, it's all about making the computer disappear.
Welcome to the world of ubiquitous computing, or UbiComp for short. The best way to think about it is as the polar opposite of that old desktop computer you used to have to sit down in front of. This is technology that's woven into the very fabric of our lives. It's always on, always ready, and totally designed to be invisible. Now, I know this sounds like something straight out of a science fiction movie, right? But what's really wild is that this idea has been around for a surprisingly long time. We're talking about a vision that got its start way back in 1988. And the person we have to thank is a guy named Mark Weiser. In 1988, he was the chief technologist at the legendary Xerox PARC. And if you don't know PARC, this is the place that gave us the computer mouse, the graphical user interface, basically modern computing as we know it. And it was there that he coined the term ubiquitous computing. His ideas from back then literally wrote the blueprint for the world we are all living in today.
But here's the part that I find truly fascinating. Weiser's vision, it wasn't just about the tech. He was looking at philosophy, anthropology, psychology, even feminist criticism. See, he wasn't trying to build a world with more gadgets and blinking lights. He was trying to create a calmer, more human-centered world. His whole goal was to create technology that just gets out of the way, that doesn't scream for our attention, but quietly enhances our lives in the background.
And get this, he predicted this future would show up in 3 specific forms. First up, tabs. These were tiny, wearable, centimeter-sized devices. Sound like your Apple Watch or Fitbit? Yeah. Second, pads, handheld devices. You guessed it, your smartphone or your tablet. And third, boards. These were large, meter-sized, interactive displays, just like the smart boards you see in every modern office. Does any of that sound familiar? The man was basically describing our world, but he was doing it 3 decades ago. It's unreal.
So when you just lay it all out like that, you realize Mark Weiser wasn't just predicting some far-off future. He was describing our present.
This really captures the fundamental shift, right? We've gone from deliberately sitting down at a computer to a world where technology just kind of interacts with us on the periphery. You know that little buzz in your pocket when you get a notification? That is ubiquitous computing in action. You didn't ask for it, you didn't do anything, but it's there, subtly shaping your awareness and what you do next.
And once you start looking for it, you really do see it everywhere. Our smartphones, the whole Internet of Things, our smart homes, those apps that know your location, even super slick features like Apple's Continuity that lets you seamlessly copy something on your phone and paste it on your Mac. It's all part of this invisible web of computation.
Okay, so if this is where we are right now, what's the end game? Where is all of this technology actually heading? Well, the ultimate vision is something truly mind-bending. Computation as a utility, as invisible and essential as the air we breathe.
This idea was captured perfectly by a research initiative at MIT called Project Oxygen. Their whole mission was to create a world where computing is so deeply and seamlessly integrated into our environment that we don't even notice it's there. It's just part of the atmosphere, silently supporting everything we do.
And just think about what that actually means. In the future that Project Oxygen was imagining, you wouldn't need to carry your own devices at all. You would just walk into a room, and the room itself would become your computer, personalizing its screens, its speakers, everything, just for you, for as long as you're there. It's a breathtaking vision for sure, but there's a catch. For a world to anticipate your every need, it has to be watching your every move. And that brings us to the very big, very real dark side of this invisible revolution. Privacy.
In a world of ubiquitous computing, every conversation, every purchase, every single step you take could potentially be recorded and analyzed. So the massive question becomes, how do we get all the benefits of this amazing technology without creating a world of total surveillance?
And this is not a new concern. Even the pioneers who are dreaming all this up recognize the threat. As one of the main sources for this explainer puts it, privacy is, quote, the greatest barrier to the long-term success of this technology. So here we are. We're living in the dawn of Mark Weiser's ubiquitous future. The technology is disappearing into the world all around us, just like he said it would.
And that really leaves us with a final and, I think, critical question. As our technology becomes more and more invisible, does that mean our awareness of it needs to become sharper than ever? As the computer fades into the background, do we need to bring our understanding of its power and its potential for misuse right to the foreground? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me.